Hey everybody, Real Comic Stacks, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, I'm checking out Invaders number 3 today by Zdarsky, art by Magno. And this book is going some interesting places off of where we started our run-in with Namor back in Avengers, and it's just evolved into this thing that the Invaders are trying to take care of, and it may be backfiring in their face. And the book actually starts with Tony Stark and Steve Rogers arguing about, hey, Tony wants to go ahead and launch a strike now because we found out in episode 2 Namor's building a bomb. Captain America is doing what he can. He's actually heading to a naval base that has one of the components that Namor will need to complete this bomb. So there's one thing that bothered me about this page, and it's right here. I don't know, something about the angle of the water makes it look like the aircraft carrier is about to slip off the ocean. I don't claim to be an artist, but that one right there, it got me. It just... something about it. Something tells me it should be level. And I could be wrong here, but water should always conform to your horizon line, right? Just my thoughts. From there we go to the bridge of one of the ships where the Admiral is waiting. This is Admiral October. Yes, Admiral October, the one with the red hair. See what you did there, Chip, with the red October? Well played. Well, Captain America walks right in and basically says, hey, look, I know you have your orders, and basically potential American first strike kind of thing going on, but I want you to not do that because, you know, I'm friends with Namor. And I actually have to side with the Admiral here, which I think she's kind of a arrogant whatever, but I mean, she is an admiral, and I honestly, I would, if take the sexist thing out of this and it's a man there, he would have done the same thing. You don't walk up to and say, hey, ignore your orders there because I'm friends with the bad guy. It doesn't make a lot of sense from Captain America's front. That's fine because all he is really is a distraction. So Winter Soldier's doing his thing, and Captain America's in there doing the photo shoot and hanging out and getting selfies and everything else. And one of the sailors actually comes back and is like, look, is that him or is it Hydra Cap? Because honestly, I can't tell the difference. And basically throws down on Steve Rogers saying, look, you and your buddies like Namor, you waltz around flipping between good and bad, and all my friends are caught in the crossfire, and my buddies are dead because of you, basically. And he puts it back down on that, hey, Hydra Cap wouldn't exist without you. And why that's a pretty crappy thing to say, it's pertinent in the Marvel Universe right now, how bad Nick Spencer screwed up Captain America with this Hydra Cap storyline. Anyways, I don't want to chase that rabbit hole too far. But from there we go back to Namor, who's getting an update on his missiles. And basically they're lacking one component, which is the one that is at the naval station. And Mackin, his invisible best friend, basically tells him, you know, we have to find out not only that they're at the base, but you have to find out what you're going to do with that family. Back on the ship, Winter Soldier's still doing his thing, and he comes across an engineer. And that's when, in my opinion, he does one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in a Marvel comic. He has willingly choked people out left and right. She is unarmed. So what does he do? He says, hey, trust me, then hands her his pistol. Because that can't possibly end well. After their U.S.O tour, Cap and Jim Hammonds head back to visit Randall and Nay, and they have a conversation about Namor. He tells him, look, he never recovered from the war. He was always a soldier, and he couldn't let that go, and that's why he didn't fit in after everything. He didn't fit on the surface, didn't fit in the water, just didn't work. And for him, the war never really ended. But the last thing Randall tells Captain America before he leaves is that if he has a bomb, if Namor has a bomb, he won't use it. And that's the last thing said before Steve walks out and notices Nay tapping on the glass of the fish tank and starts hearing something and realizes what's going on and yells at everybody to get down. And that is when Namor strikes. And the art on this is absolutely great. I love it. And he comes in and dispatches Captain America quick. Just he's using his powers that he's somehow harnessed from Hydro Man, and he just flips Captain America away. I mean, he just throws him, I don't know how far. And Jim Hammond's Human Torch zooms out after him to go make sure he didn't skip across the water and is unconscious and is about to drown. And as Captain America is sinking, he's just thinking, please have the sense to stay behind with Nay and Randall. Back on land, Namor faces both Nay and Randall, or actually Nay, and says, look, I'm here to see your father. And Randall gets up out of bed and says, hey, well, old friend, what's on your mind? And they start talking. And Randall can't believe what Namor has become, because he still believes Namor as a good man. And while Randall is communicating that disbelief, that he can't believe he would actually be there to destroy and to kill Nay and Randall, the only evidence that's left of this past, Namor says, if they pull the Xavier thread, all may be, and Randall just replies, lost. From there, Randall grabs his chest, he falls down, and like that, tells Namor, who's going to save you now? And he passes away. And from there, Jim Hammonds and Cap are on their way back, hit the ground running, and Steve runs up and asks what's going on, and she tells him that he's dead. Her father's passed away. And the last picture you get is of Namor leaving, just in tears over his friend who he's lost. And Nay, at the last thing she says is that it's time for me to tell you who Namor really is. So Chip Zdarsky leaves us with a pretty emotional cliffhanger at the end of number 3. And in number 4, we will dive into what this Professor X thread is all about, and perhaps why Namor is so worried about everyone finding out about it. Last note I do want to make is that I call Human Torch Captain America shenanigans, because Human Torch has Captain America he has him out on the triceps, holding him, and they're flying forward. I think he would possibly be burning him. I mean, just my thought. I think if he was hanging from the shield or something, maybe be a little bit more realistic. I don't know. I say realistic, but it's a super soldier and a flying Human Torch guy. So, I mean, would Captain America be burned? Leave your comments below. Can Jim Hammonds control his hands enough to where it's not an issue? Maybe he can. So I'm about to knock out Invaders number 4 right after this. So be looking for that. And if you haven't already, man, please hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and comment down below. Everything you do interacting with the channel helps us, or helps me, in this crazy analytics game and trying to get those views. So guys, I really appreciate it. Real Comic Stacks, out.